Well, I finished adding all the tessera to this mixed media mosaic, and I think it's really looking quite good, especially considering when I started this, I really didn't know how it was going to turn out. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but like all my mosaics, I tend to wing them as I go, so this one is no different. But I'm really loving those reflections in this as well, and using all those different materials, I think it's worked quite well. Now I'm up to the grouting stage, and I'm going to be using a grout called Litokol StyleGrout Tech. And this is a beautiful, beautiful smooth grout. And this came from a company called Merlin Mosaica. Now it's called Ivory One, but it's also sold here in Australia as Alabaster. Now it is a ivory colour, but I'm thinking about actually adding a little bit of black to this just to change the colour a bit. Now the colorant I'm going to be using is Rainbow Colorant BK555, which is a black. And you may have heard of these rainbow colorants before. They're by a person, an artist called Karen Sassine. And she's a wonderful artist, and she's been using these for quite some time. Now I'm going to be doing a full review of these very early next year. I actually have all the colors here, and I'm going to be doing that review, like I said, very early next year. So I'm looking forward to doing that video. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of this, and on every container there's a percentage by weight. For instance, this one, because it's so strong, I only need 3% of this by weight. So I'm going to clear this area, and then when I come back we will begin grouting. Well, I'm good to go. I've got my grout here, and I'm just doing a final mix. And it's been slaking, and there's the letter H that I did for my previous letter as well. So it's funny now I'm putting the P over the top of it. So all I'm going to do now is just apply this. And I must say the colorant is quite a strong colorant, that black. So you don't need much. And I'll just apply a bit more up here. And probably got a bit much there, but that's okay. And I'm just now going to gently just rub it in to the grout lines. I'm not worrying about the white edging on the letter. I'm not worrying about that at all. If you wanted to, you could mask it totally off, but I'm not really worrying about that. It'd be quite a bit of masking anyway. I hope this is the right grey to use. I guess I'm going to find out. It's a bit late to change my mind now if it's not. I normally know exactly what colour I'm going to be grouting with when I choose the tessera, but in this particular case I was going to do it in the alabaster or the ivory, and I changed my mind. I think this will be better, because I think the ivory was a little bit light for my liking for this particular piece. But I guess we're going to find out. All right, well, it's hazed over, and now I'm going to go in with my tools and also my very wrung out damp sponge and just wipe it all over and clean out the nooks and crannies and see how we get on. I'll just go in very roughly, wipe it over first. I don't want to add too much water to this, so I'm really just making sure that sponge is very wrung out. And I'll be using a dry cloth as well. Well, it's sparkly ball charm. I don't know whether you can see that, just in here and here. I'm just going over it very carefully because I don't want to rip the grout out. I'm just going to take off the majority of the grout, but I'm really happy with the way it's looking so far. This grout doesn't have that really gritty feel to it. It's so smooth. So that's what it's looking like so far. And so what I'm going to do now is leave this and let it cure a little bit longer. And then I'll come in probably with another clean damp sponge, or I might come in with a clean rag. We'll see how we go. All right, well, the grout settled down a little bit. Now I'm going to go in and just with a very damp sponge and just give it another wipe over, just a gentle wipe over, and then I'm going to go in with this tool and start cleaning out areas where I don't want the grout. Because what I do have to be careful of is things like this rhinestone chain here. I want to make sure that they're all visible, and any areas where there's grout where there shouldn't be. For instance, probably a little bit in here, there's a little bit of grout there. Just get that out, and then the damp sponge, just go in and wipe that away. And any other areas, you've just got to have a thorough look, because you don't want the grout to cure on you and harden and then try and get in there and take it out. So now's the time to kind of do it, or maybe another 20 minutes time. But I'll just go in with a wipe, this clean sponge, and just tidy up those grout lines a little bit. I'm not putting any, see here's some here where I need to get that out of there. There you go. And then I'll just put that back in the container. Just really attention to detail now. But being very careful not to wipe the grout out. Although it has firmed up a little bit, I still need to be careful. This is a great grout to work with. It's not like your ordinary sander grout where you can easily pull it out. This is more difficult to pull out, but still you can do that if you put enough force into it. And I need to clear out some of these beads here, like there, just clear some of that grout away. Don't forget to get into those nooks and crannies like there to get rid of that excess grout out, because you want to get that out now while it's still soft. So you just go in and take it out. So you've got to check all those areas. But anyway, I'll continue on, do this off camera, and I'll see you when I've completely finished it and show you what it looks like. Well, this mosaic is now officially completed, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. Look at those reflections in it. I really love seeing those reflections. I'm really happy with the grout colour that I chose as well. The alabaster, I was a little concerned that where I've got these dark rhinestones here and these dark round beads, I was concerned that it would fragment those areas, and perhaps even these areas around here where I've used the light colour and the dark colour beads. So changing it to a light grey worked really well, because it was a bit darker than the alabaster, but not too dark where it would fragment that. And Colorants Rainbow colorant that I used, the black, I only used like a gram of it to change the alabaster colour, and it is very, very strong, but it's such a great colorant to work with. And like I said, I'll have a full review of those colorants. I have them in stock very early next year. So I'm really happy with the way that it's turned out. Using the different size beads and the different types, for instance, here I've used the square beads. These ones here are two different sizes, and then this is another size, and this is another size again. It creates a lot of depth to your mosaic. So if you're looking at using beads, think about changing it up a bit by using different sizes together or different styles of beads together. Now on the back, I've put a black hanger because it was the only colour I had. I would like to have used a white or a clear, but no one's going to see that, and it's going to work quite well. So anyway, I hope you've taken something away from this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have a comment, put a comment down at the bottom of the YouTube channel. Let me know what you think of this finished piece. Do you like the colour combinations? Do you like the different types of tessera I've used in it? Or would you do something different? Put a comment down in the comment section. I'm always interested in having a read of them. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you saw value in it, please share it far and wide. And I'll see you in the next video. Keep creating and enjoy.